Long version, go.
Okay, so, well, I got started with the paperwork, back in October, I think it was. She's taking me to court for custody. She wanted primary physical custody, and I had visitation rights because I work out of town. I'm gone for 4 weeks at a time, and I'm home for 2 weeks at a time. And then she wants me to pay her child support. Well, I stopped paying her child support because I was giving her cash under the table, and I started paying for child care.
Okay, so when you say cash under the table, break that down to me because were you getting paid under the table as well?
No, sir. I get paid hourly. So
Okay.
what I mean by that is I just transfer it from bank account to bank account.
How much was you giving her?
I was giving her, well, at first she wanted $1,000 a month, and I thought that was a little ridiculous. And so we dropped it down. We talked about it. We dropped it down to $600 a month, and then child care needed to be paid for. And so I told her, I said, I'm going to pay for child care, and I'm going to stop giving you child support right now. She didn't like that.
Of course not. How much is child care?
It's about $500 a month.
Okay. Did you remarry or what's your deal?
No, I am single. So we were never married. We were together for almost 5 years. She cheated on me last year.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah, it seems like it's the normal.
Yeah. How old is the child?
She'll be 5 on the 3rd here in a couple days.
Okay. Okay. All right, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so I was doing my fatherly duties, taking care of my daughter, offering to help where need be, taking care of child care. And apparently she didn't like that. So now there's court getting ready to happen. I actually paused it for 60 days so I could get taken care of what I need to get taken care of. Unfortunately, I have a lawyer that I have to pay for. Right now I've given him $5,000. I still have to give him another $5,000.
Ooh.
Yep, and he's telling me, well, there's no way around child support. And I really wanted to argue with him because I've been doing so much research. I've been following you, and I've been following so many other people about it.
Mm-hmm.
That I have my rights.
So did you take him? Did you take him anything?
My lawyer?
Did you give your lawyer any of your financial information?
Nope, I have not, and I refuse to.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have to. That's my right.
Mm-hmm.
He has an oath that he has to follow. I don't have to follow that oath.
So is he still your attorney now?
Right now, yeah, I have not finished paying him the other $5,000. Everything's on hold.
When is your next court date?
Everything has to be filed by January 27th because I got it pushed out.
Uh-huh.
For all this to be taken care of. And I called my lawyer and I talked to him and I asked him, I said, when is the court date? Because I'm going to try to push it out as far as I can. That way I can get all of my ducks in a row. As far as child support goes.
Mm-hmm.
And covering my ass.
Right. So pushing it out is not, I'm going to tell you that's never a good idea. Because pushing it out only means you're delaying your growth and all that, and you want to get this in your rear view as soon as possible. So if you're not going to give them anything, then you got an attorney. You got to get rid of your attorney, and you got to file motions for all your beliefs and everything on your own. You can't have an attorney and do that. You can't play both sides of the fence. Like we have two ways that we help people. We help people $400 with an attorney, $500 a month of retainer without an attorney. So you cannot. And the way we do it when a person has an attorney, we do it what we call a ghost system, where we ghost you.
Okay.
Your attorney don't know we're there. We're telling you all the stuff to tell your attorney. When you and I have a conversation, we will email you everything that you need to tell your attorney. What you need to do is download that, or let's say you look at the email from your phone, right?
Okay.
And we're going to send it to you in a letter. Save that letter in your phone, and then email it to your attorney. So then open up your email to your attorney and then attach that to it. Don't forward it because then it probably know where it came from. So you don't want to do that. So that's how it goes. And what it's a twofold. Two things are happening there. Number one, because you hired an attorney, no offense to you, but you don't know how to use an attorney. By the mere fact that you paid him and don't have a plan in place, and by the mere fact that you paid him only for him to then tell you, well, you can't get around child support, it tells me that you're not using them right. Because if you said, I want to be a global yobo hobo, and he says, what's that? And you just say, a global hobo yobo is what I want you to tell the court I want to be. He's supposed to say, okay, because you hired him to be your mouthpiece. Unfortunately, what the average person do when they hire an attorney is they hire an attorney and then ask the attorney, what's the game plan going to be? So you do it backwards. And then by the time that he done got $5,000 of your money, now he's saying, nah, I ain't doing that. Oh, you one of those types. Oh, let me just cut you loose. I got your money, so let me cut you loose. So you gotta that's the situation you're in far as that. Now, far as taking a stand on child support, that's always a good thing to do. The thing is, talking about it to me or outside is all about nothing more than filing a motion in court. Everything got to be filed. And no offense, I don't think your attorney is going to file it. If we was to draft you up a motion and you say to your attorney, okay, let me ask you this. How long is your attorney, when is your money over with your attorney's retainer?
He said as soon as once we run out of it, then I start making payments for whatever else, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out, okay, what am I paying for? I mean, you're just filling out paperwork for me and filing it.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I paying for? Why did I just give you $5,000 to turn around and give you another $5,000? What am I paying for?
You asked them that?
No, I haven't yet.
No, I got you. No. See, and that just brings credence as to what I said. When you gave him the money, you should have came up with a plan. When you gave your attorney the money, you should have said, all right, before I give you the money, this is what I'm paying you for. I'm paying you to do this, and do this. Do you understand? Well, I can't do it. No, that's not what I asked you. And you do everything via email. This is what I'm paying you for. I am retaining you to do this for me only. So the situation you're in now is you got all this perspective and narrative and you got it to your mouthpiece that you hired and he's not passing that on. So there's something that you got to do now. And that is what we call, when we ghost you, there's a dual narrative. The one narrative is we're going to tell you what the right stuff to say. And the second thing, an undertone in that is you're just setting your attorney up to violate y'all agreement from the perspective of you want him to do what you want to do. And you're going to start telling him in writing and et cetera, et cetera. And if he don't, then you can just say, hey, listen, you're not doing what I'm asking you to do. I hired you because I want you to do what I want you to do. But you seem to do what you want to do. Because you're doing what you want to do, you can go ahead and continue to do what you want to do. Just give me my money back.
Right.
And that's how that goes. But right now, he's your mouthpiece. I give you an example. We have a guy that got us on retainer. So we told him we can just draft up a motion for you, $275, $400 retainer, $500 without an attorney. So he was like, he paid us $400. That's the ghost. And then when we sat down, he was like, yeah, I just need you to draft up a motion for me so I can give to my attorney. I said, that's not the service that you have. We're not going to draft you up a motion. You didn't pay us for that. You paid us to ghost you. So it's just going to be directing information that we're going to direct the attorney. So then he said, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and pay the extra $100 and do that. So the thing is, you got a decision to make. So you can within a month you can always up if you decide to use our service. You got an attorney. We can tell you all the right stuff you need to tell your attorney. But if your attorney then decide I'm not going to have a retainer anymore, then it would change, and then we can proceed with drafting motions for you to file, and you won't miss a beat. That's basically what it gets to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you just, no offense to you gotta, it's what you and everybody else gotta understand, and that is you don't. I'm doing this 23 years. I went to school for law. I know all the things to say. If I have to retain an attorney, I know how to direct. And it's nothing to feel bad about because you never been through this. So why would you know how to use an attorney properly? You just don't. You just don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. This is definitely a first for me. I do have a 14-year-old son, and his mom and I, man, we have the greatest relationship. We have a great friendship, and and she always told me, I will never do child support out on you. I think it is the lowest of the low that you can do to a man.
Right. What do your child's mom, what does she do for a living?
She works for Parks and Recreation. She's a federal employee.
Oh, beautiful. And what is your work schedule like again?
So I work 4 weeks on. I'm gone for a month, and I'm home for 2 weeks at a time.
Mm-hmm. So in a month, how much are you home?
14 days out of them. About 14 days.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now I do, like my son's mom and I've always had an open phone policy. Hey, can you help me out with this? Hey, can you help me out with this? I just bought her a car. This is a $1,700 car. But she's got my child, so I'm willing to help out.
Hold on. This is the one that's taking you for child support now?
No, sir.
Oh,
sir.
gotcha.
I'm using this as an example of what
okay. Understood.
My son's mom.
Yeah, understood. Makes sense. Hey, listen, it makes sense to me. Go ahead.
I've always helped my son's mom out, and my daughter's mom has been there to ride along with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure what changed. I'm not sure what got in her mind. I think friends. I think there's somebody standing behind her saying, you need to do this. And I tried to convince her, hey, let's cancel the court. Let's figure it out on our own. And she doesn't want to do it.
Well, allow me.
Sure.
What changed was you did something that she disagreed with. It ain't got nothing to do with people in her ear. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that.
Sure.
How old are you?
39. I'll be 40 in June.
And how old is she?
36.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No matter what, the unfortunate that us men, what we got to understand is, how old is she again? I'm sorry.
36.
Okay, 36.
35,
okay.
36.
Okay. What you always got to understand as a 55-year-old man, I'm telling you, what you always got to understand about women is when they have to interact with you, it's going to be from the perspective of a child. It's not going to be an adult. So you're thinking that you're going to converse with this woman from the perspective of an adult. It's not going to happen.
Right.
You're going to deal with this woman. Okay. You're going to deal with this woman, and you're going to notice that every time you keep talking to her, you're not going to get no traction. But then she'll come up with say something and speak with clarity and expect to understand it. But when you try to then comprehend, when you speak to be heard, no, it's like a child. They don't want to hear, I can't have no candy, I can't have no candy, I can't have no candy. They don't want to hear that. So when you dealing with a woman and you tell her no, always expect for something to happen involving court shortly thereafter. Expect that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Don't think she got somebody in her ear. Please don't no sir. No sir. Don't think that. What it is you did when you said I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna pay that child care, but I'm gonna give you child support. That was the hell no. That was the who you think you are. That was like I'll sue you. So everything after that should be, do y'all still talk by any chance?
We do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your perspective and narrative should be, thank you for taking me down for child support. Like I do my other child's mom, when she needs outside of child support, she gets. That won't be extended to you. And whenever you talk to her from now on, you should just be talking to her from the perspective of, you fucking with a man and you just fucked up. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna show you how this works. And that's the only narrative you should be talking to her. Don't think about the child. Don't say, I'm not gonna do this. If I do that, my child ain't gonna get. No, no. Don't allow her to use the child. Don't do it. If anything, you tell your child when you see it, hey, listen, you're 5 years old now. In 13 years, there's going to be a trust fund waiting for you. Unfortunately, your mom want to do this, et cetera, et cetera. Your mom want to take me to court, and your mom don't want me to love you no more, and your mom don't want me to give you nothing. She want me to pay money to an account. She want me to pay an account instead of give it to you directly. You make sure you tell your daughter that. Don't do this thing where, oh, I don't want to keep my children involved. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, let your daughter know. So, but we definitely can help you. It's just, you say you got to go to court on.
I haven't heard a court date yet. So they said everything come January 27th, everything has to be turned in.
Okay.
So whatever that may be, they've already filed my answer for the core paperwork, and now everything's kind of at a standstill.
And what was your paperwork that you filed? What did it say? I'm curious.
I was actually gonna. So my lawyer told me she wanted primary physical custody and I get visitation rights, and he said, no, that's bullshit. You guys already have a shared custody agreement, and so that's what he filed. He filed against what she wanted and put down that pretty much it's going to be a 50-50 agreement.
And I take it it's wired around your current work schedule, interactions and flexibilities with your work schedule, but to definite for the time? Okay.
Yep, and I'm actually my boss is currently working towards bringing me home. Right now we're at the slow season, so everything's kind of slowed down a little bit. So trying to move me to town to work.
Do you ever get laid off?
Not with the position that I found, no.
What type of work do you do exactly up in Alaska?
I work up in the oil fields.
Oh wow!
So I work in a mechanic shop up in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. That's actually currently where I'm at right now.
Okay. Oil fields, huh?
Yes, sir. Trans-Alaska Pipeline.
I would imagine. Okay. So, what is your monthly income?
About 13,000.
Gotcha. Okay. 13,000. Yeah. So I'm gonna just tell you this: with 13,000 a month, you do not, under circumstances zero, need any help on acting like a bitch.
Right.
That's a beacon. What did you bring home about?
Okay, so I'm sorry, that is my bring home. That is after taxes. Before taxes, it's
right. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So let's just jump to it.
Okay.
Your attorney is not okay. So your attorney is not going to challenge all the narratives and perspectives about child support. Whenever you want to challenge child support, you have to file the motion, and you have to really go into dialing a perspective or not fighting child support. So here's what I'm saying to you. When you fight child support, you have to stop fighting your child's mom and fight the courts. Make sense?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Because a lot of people don't realize, even though you're fighting the perspective about child support, you're going to have to, at the same time, be answering to narratives that your child's mom is coming at. And the best perspective and narrative is to kind of like say, like, how you see a fly, and you're like, man, get out of here, you gnat, get out of here. I'm
Yep.
dealing with this dog that's barking in front of me right now. So that's what it's got to be like. So like let's say you fire your attorney and bring us on board. We're filing motions that is challenging every narrative and perspective and law in concerning child support. And that's where you're at. You're not going to get that with an attorney. Like I said, if you bring us on, it's just stuff that we'll tell you that you need to tell your attorney. But I truly think the RIF, because I'm sure you told your attorney how much you made, right?
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows roughly about how much I make. He doesn't know ballpark.
Yeah. So right now you're everybody's best friend in the child support system. So if we got a term that we use over here, it's called full throttle with a bottle. You got to go full throttle. You got to have stuff filing every day. Like, you can't miss a beat. You got to start filing and making them say, wow, what the fuck? Who is this guy? Challenging the Title 4D and all this stuff and the laws and everything, that anti-laws and counter laws, it's got to be filed. So they don't even, because y'all doing both custody and child support, right? With this.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it's got to be. That's where you're at. And I'm gonna be honest with you. $13,000 a month. You might want to have started yesterday. Yeah, you might want to have started yesterday. I'm sure there's a lot of guys in your profession up there where you work at, and they love you. You're their best friend.
Right.
Y'all type of workers anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. When I got filed or slapped in the face with this file from the court or the summons from the court, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
I automatically started doing research on child support, and it's kind of crazy. When I started digging deep, it's kind of crazy everything that I found about how to stop it,
Mm-hmm.
how to fight against it, and let them know they're not doing this to me. And that's when all of a sudden I started getting your videos, and I've gotten quite a few others,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the balance, and when it comes to the balance about child support, like I said, the reason why you got to stop fighting her and start fighting the courts is because she is gonna. You didn't establish it yet, so that's the beautiful part about it. It's not established. The thing is, you got to help the courts understand all the you can'ts about it. But once they file something, now it's the fight. The sand becomes thick, and now you're adding a lot of energy, but you're just not getting the force behind it.
Right.
That's what it gets down to. I think your biggest decision is to make is your attorney. How much to bring? How you gonna move forward with an attorney, or not move forward with an attorney? I think that's your biggest issue right now.
Yeah, I've kind of questioned it quite a few times. I actually, before I gave him money, I was like, man, I'm gonna fight this on my own. I'm not gonna pay all this money for an attorney and go broke and whatever else. And I was talking to a few people, and they're like, don't do that. That's stupid. You're gonna lose your ass in court. I was like, and then they got me thinking, okay, well, maybe I better get an attorney. And then I start talking to you, and I start doing all this research, and I don't need a fucking attorney to sit here and save my ass. Sorry,
Right.
Sorry for my language. I'm just
Right.
But
Right. Yeah. You only. I look at it like this. You didn't commit a crime. The unfortunate narratives of most people that fight is like you come at it from the perspective like you did a crime, and you
Right.
didn't do a crime. And as long as you didn't do a crime, ain't no sense of, excuse me, ain't no sense of going to court acting like you have to, uh, you know, sit there and say, on the first count of murder, on the second count of murder, the arson, first count, you don't have to sit down and take none of that because you didn't do any of that. But the biggest thing is more so than anything, filing motions. You want to be filing 2 motions a week. Every time you want to file a motion, file a motion, file a motion. You get them so drunk in whatchamacallit. But what you don't ever want to do, and this is how we get our best victories. We just had a gentleman, I don't know if you've seen a video, but he had us on retainer for a year, and he was told that he was going to be paying $2,200 a month in alimony and $775 in child support. So that's $1,900. Went to court December 9th and walked out with a $400 a month child support payment, and we laughing because we think that the judge just put that in there just to say, because when he said it in court, he was like apologizing to his now ex-wife, like, I'm sorry I'm sorry he didn't submit anything. Then he told the judge I'll see you soon. Yeah, because he brought a franchise of the League of Dads. So we gone up in that ass, but the judge know that. And so the thing is and that's what we did. We just was filing. Every time the judge said something, we filed it, and we got the judge saying, damn, I need not say nothing around this guy. So that's just what it gets down to. It just gets down to getting all the information and putting it on paper and getting it filed with the courts. And personally, I don't see that happening with an attorney. I just don't. I don't.
Yeah, I agree. I can see that. Now that you say all that, he's never once called me to say, hey, we need to file this. And like, man, this is the first time I've ever dealt with this, so you're actually kind of bringing a lot to light for me.
Yeah. The beautiful thing, me and my franchisee was talking today, and he said, hey, man, I just want to wish you a happy new year. He said, in December of 2023, when I first hired you, I never thought that, he said, because he's only 23 years old, and he said, I thought I was going to have to leave the country. And I said, yeah, I get it. And then he was like, it just feels good, because whenever a woman chooses the court route, a woman chooses the court route because they think that's where their victory lives. And no matter what, they are under the impression that I'm going to be victorious because this is the route that so many women went. And I know that's the way I felt when Atia LaShawn Bradley thought she was going to do it to me. And I just said, nope, I'm going to spoil your plans. And it happened. So, I would pick my attorney's brain until my retainer runs out. I would try to get him in a position where you at least get some of that money back. But you kind of, like you said, everything got to be filed by the 23rd, right?
By the 27th is
27th.
From what I understand, from what his paralegal told me.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna email and double check, or that's when it kicks back off, or I'm just gonna email him and ask him when everything is up and going again.
And she filed for child support, and you rebutted with custody, or she filed for custody and child support?
No, she filed for, she wanted primary physical custody and child support. And child support comes with it. And I told her, I said, you're crazy. Primary physical custody, so you're pretty much trying to take my daughter away from me. At least that's what it looks like you're trying to do. So no, I'm just trying to protect us.
Who said I'm just trying to protect us?
She did. So I said, who are you trying to protect? Because you're not protecting anybody. You're just creating an issue that shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Well, the correct way to do it was, do me a favor. Show me all the studies on your protection. You know what I mean by that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Show me where it states that
Right.
you're going to be protected by the courts, but protecting from who?
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. So here's what I'm saying. Whenever fathers go to court, they'll tell a father, because you smoke weed, we don't think that it's best interest of that the child be with you, but be with the mother. Show me the study that says that.
That makes sense. Okay.
So when a woman says, I'm trying to protect us, show me the study that shows me the protection that you're talking about. Because other than that, this is just another made up perspective in your mind. And made up perspectives are not allowed in court. Sorry. And that's why, when people use us, our